joined today by Tim Harrison, Managing Director of Ionic Rare Earths. Tim, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
As the name suggests, rare earths is the focus. Ionic Rare Earths is the focus. Primarily Uganda. You picked up a project there in 2019, but you've been extremely busy.
That's right. Since August 2019, we've taken a greenfield project all the way through, building a massive resource, completed a feasibility study on the first stage of the project, and beyond that we've got further exploration potential, and we'll be drilling again very shortly.
Why is this project so globally important?
Being an ionic adsorption clay, proven and near development ready, it represents the option for Western supply chains to get this material available for their manufacturing, whether that be EVs, offshore wind or military and defence applications within the next couple of years. So we're ready to go, and we're going to be able to support that bifurcation of the supply chain.
Finishing a definitive feasibility study always puts the most important things in place. Gives you the numbers, both from a production point of view, gives you the dollars of what it's going to cost to build, but it also puts a stake in the ground. All those conversations you've been having now become real. Been getting a few calls?
That's putting it mildly. We need to get some more people. Look, it's been a very busy couple of months since we completed the feasibility study at Makuutu. Lots of discussions now underway, and we'll be formalising now the strategic partnering process very shortly, purely and simply to run a more structured program given the level of interest.
What is the plan from here for the project?
So we're in the process of building a demonstration plant at Makuutu, which will be a tool for the business to further de-risk Makuutu, but also produce larger amounts of mixed rare earth carbonate from Makuutu, which will be important for us with our potential supply chain partners. So we're looking at producing a substantial amount of mixed rare earth carbonate, providing that and being able to then support the final investment decision later this year, which will require obviously binding offtakes and working out the overall funding packages for the project.
And you are also looking at further afield, scoping study on a refinery in the US. What's the strategy there, and how advanced is the project?
So we've been working on that study now for quite some time as a mechanism for us to understand the operating and cost for developing a facility in the US. We do have a product that has an appreciable and growing demand in a market such as that because of the requirement for heavy rare earths in obviously the energy transition, but also in the defence complex. Heavy rare earths are absolutely critical for the development of F-35s, Virginia-class submarines and Arleigh Burke destroyers. So, in this geopolitical climate, we do see a great opportunity in that US market. But in order for us to take those discussions further, we need a greater level of confidence around capital and operating costs so that we can have those discussions with stakeholders in the US.
And what's the next steps there?
So we'll finalise that study. That will give us a very good discussion tool to have with stakeholders in the US, and then we'll work through that process. I mean, we've been at the pointy end of the ionic adsorption clay space now for some time, and we put out a lot of information which our competitors get the benefit of. And I think this time round we're going to be quite strategic with the information that we have from our scoping study to make sure we position ourselves to have the most upside from it.
And finally, you're commercialising a technology in Belfast for magnet recycling. Again, what's the strategy and what's the plan?
So we bought what was Seren Technologies 12 months ago. So it's a spin out from Queen's University Belfast. They've demonstrated the ability to separate heavy rare earths, refine them to high purities. We've taken that technology and we're applying it now to magnet recycling. We're excited about it because it's actually our ability to now use secondary source materials to start to build the green shoots on supply chain ex-China. So with that technology, we'll be able to produce magnet rare earths that we can then work in partnership with metal makers, alloy makers and magnet makers, integrating into new supply of magnet production that'll be developed over coming years. But through that, building the relationships that ultimately Makuutu will be the beneficiary of. So becoming more integrated in the supply chain rather than just a miner, I think is a great opportunity for the business long term.
A globally significant project, a global footprint and global plans. Exciting times ahead for Ionic Rare Earths. and its shareholders. Tim, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.